Hi, we are Team 6 from IST 302. We chose to do our final project on project time management. Project time management is simply defined as involving the processes required to ensure timely completion of a project. But achieving timely completion of a project, however, is by no means simple at all. The 6 main processes involved in time management are defining activities, sequencing activities, estimating activity resources, estimating activity durations, developing the schedule, and then controlling the schedule. Here's a little diagram that you can find on page 214 in chapter 6, figure 6.1 from our book. Now we are going to be defining the activities. Part 1 is the components. The initial input is the scope baseline and statement, the WBS and the WBS dictionary, enterprise, environmental factors, organizational process, assets. The tools and techniques that are used are decomposition, component planning, templates, and an expert judgment. And then the output is the activity list, activity attributes, and milestone. Part 1 of the activity list and activity attributes. The activity list consists of the activity name, the identifier or number, and a brief description of what the activity is doing. The attributes are the predecessors, successors, logical relationships, the WBS number, the resource requirements, the constraints, the imposed dates, and the assumptions related to the activity. Milestones. The benefits of this is useful for setting goals, monitoring progress, guides project team, and allows for better time control. Some examples are celebrating your high school graduation and delivering a work beta of software for a potential full contract client. Now we are going over part 2 of the project time management, which is sequencing activities. The dependencies are the input, which are activity lists, attributes, project scope statement, milestone, and the organizational process assets. Here are the 3 types of dependencies. Mandatory dependencies, which inherent in the nature of the work being performed on a project, sometimes referred to as hard logic. Discretionary dependencies are defined by the project team, which is aka soft logic. Preferential logic should be used with care since they limit later scheduling options. And then the external dependencies involve relationships between project and non-project activities. And there are a few examples on the right-hand side. Here are network diagrams, which are part 2 of sequencing activities. 2 main formats of the network diagrams are arrow, which is AOA or ADM, and then the precedence PDM methods. As you can see below are a few examples. And then estimating activities, which is part 3 of the time management. The resources, here are the resources and resource breakdown structure. The resources are just people, equipment, and materials used for the activity. The breakdown structure is a hierarchy that conveys the resources available to the project in the form of type and category, as you can see on the right-hand side. Here we are with needed input. A project's activity list, activity attributes, resource calendars or availability, enterprise, environmental factors, and organizational process assets such as policies regarding staffing and outsourcing are all important inputs to answering some of these questions, which are: how difficult will it be to do specific activities on this project? Is there anything unique in the project scope statement that will affect the resources? What is the organization's history in doing similar activities? Has the organization done similar tasks before? What level of personnel did the work? Does the organization have people, equipment, and materials that are capable and available for performing the work? And also, are there any organizational policies that might affect the availability of resources? Now we are in part 4 of project time management, which is estimating activity durations. Here is the duration and effort. It shows the actual time and then what if it elapsed. Here's a little Gantt chart down at the bottom right hand side on how long it would complete to do a job. 3-point estimates, an estimate that includes an optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic estimate. Items considered during this process is activity lists, activity resource requirements, resource calendar, and enterprise environmental factors. Now we are in part 5 of project time management, which is developing the schedule. Here are some scheduling tools that companies have used: Gantt charts, critical path analysis, and critical chain scheduling, and PERT analysis. There are some example pictures of a Gantt chart, critical path analysis, which is also known as an AOA diagram. There's a critical chain schedule, and then at the bottom right hand side is a PERT analysis. Now part 6 of project time management is controlling the schedule. Here are the inputs that are needed: project management plan, the project schedule, the work performance data, and the organizational process assets. Here are some software for time management. This would assist in various time management areas of the project time management. Proper training is essential. Without it, misunderstood software can become a detriment to staying productive. Here are some techniques of controlling the schedule: progress reports, a schedule change control system, project integration management, various analysis, adjusting leads and lags, schedule compression, performance measurement, and also resource leveling. Now to sum up what we went over in the last few slides for project time management, the 6 key areas that we covered were defining activities, sequencing activities, estimating activity resources, estimating activity durations, developing the schedule, and controlling the schedule. Hopefully this gave you some information about project time management, which also can be found in chapter 6 of the book we are currently using in our class. Thank you.